Hey, how's it going? My name is Brandon Drake, and I'd like to welcome you to call number two. For those that can make it, I appreciate it. And if you can't make it, no worries, because you will actually get a recording later today of this particular call number two. And the whole goal of call number two is basically just to fill you in on what you need to do for the following week and to just give you an update on some of the things that you're going to be doing so that you know what you need to do in order to stay on track for week number two. So I am going to move on and take care of my presentation so you guys know exactly what your responsibilities are for the following week in order to create a lifestyle that it's a lot healthier for you and that is actually sustainable so that you could achieve your long-term goals and they will are lasting. So let's get started. So this past week, basically, you should have shown or seen some improvements in some of these activities listed in the bulleted list below. If you did follow the actual routine in week one, which I hope you guys were able to do so. And if you didn't, that's totally okay. It's always there's always time to improve and get better. So a lot of people that have gone through the program in the past, I just took notes of some of the things that they've improved on, and some of the things that they have improved on are sleep and renewal activities, which is basically the toxin elimination bath or the foot bath. And like I said before, the toxic elimination bath involves using minerals such as Epsom salt. And basically, that Epsom salt helps to draw out toxins, then helps to soothe muscles and promote circulation. And like I said, relaxation to allow you to sleep. And also, too, if you can't do the toxin elimination bath, if you don't want to do it, if you don't have a bathtub, that's totally fine. You could actually experience the same things using actually a foot bath. Essentially, you basically put your feet in a container where it's enough to cover your feet in water and throw in the appropriate materials such as the Epsom salt and any kind of essential oil to help you feel those, I guess, those positive symptoms in terms of relaxation and promoting circulation and muscle soothing and drawing out toxins. So that's just the other option for a renewal activity. And also, too, just wanted to see if you were able to do those existing recipes or actually follow the guidelines and go off-roading and create your own freestyle recipes if you like to do the off-roading recipes for yourself while following also the guidelines to ensure that you stay on track and ensure that you're actually progressing in your health and wellness. And also too, I just wanted to hope that the food preparation process or issues, hopefully those have been resolved. And if you want, you can ask questions later. And if you have questions, you don't have time to ask the questions, I'll definitely address them in the private Facebook group. So I'm always trying to give tips and tricks on just improving your whole process. So it becomes easier and easier for you. And hopefully your routine has been gotten a lot better. So, and like I said, if you have questions, you could ask them at the end. And because I respect everybody's time, I'm gonna save the questions to the very end, so that those people that need to go, they could go and they'll definitely get the recording of all the of everything that they missed. And withdrawal symptoms. Some people do experience withdrawal symptoms that just basically, it's actually a good sign. It just means that your body is not used to giving up these unhealthy inflammatory foods. So therefore, your body is basically going through a temper tantrum, is what I call it. Essentially, your bad bacteria within your gut, they're actually used to eating these unhealthy foods, and they want these unhealthy foods so they can continue to grow and to thrive. And so when they're not getting these foods anymore, they're basically to go through a temper tantrum and gonna do everything in their power to make sure that you succumb and you continue to eat these bad foods to feed them so that they allow them to grow. However, if you refrain, they will eventually die off, making room for more of the good beneficial bacteria. And you want the beneficial bacteria to take over on the bad bacteria so that they are the dominant population to help you achieve you being a lot healthier and not have those unwanted chronic symptoms like what is caused by those pathogenic, evil, bad bacteria that create these withdrawal symptoms and create these unwanted symptoms that manifest themselves in the form of different issues depending on whatever your genetic weak link is. And also too, just want to make hopefully you are incorporating movement into your daily activities, whether it's walking, whether it's running, any kind of exercise that you think is going to be most beneficial for you and really it's going to be more comfortable for you. You know, you want to start out slow, and do something that you actually really enjoy, that you could actually make it part of your everyday lifestyle. So yeah, and also too, the one thing I actually wanted to talk about is the common things that people are actually have a hard time with during this cleanse. It's actually two dominating ingredients that people have a hard time giving up, and it's actually quite addictive. That's why it's really hard to give up. It's sugar and gluten. So I really wanted to talk about that. So sugar and gluten basically imbalances your blood sugar levels. And eventually, if you continue to consume sugar and gluten, actually leads to such negative things like pre-diabetes and diabetes, and consistently raises your blood sugar levels. And if you have consistently raised blood sugar levels, it actually causes hardening of the arteries, known as atherosclerosis. And if you have atherosclerosis, it basically increases your risk of having a heart attack and stroke. And you don't want to develop that issue at all. You know, so if you don't develop the right behavior and try to remove these foods during the program, if you don't remove these foods in the program, then your chronic health problems will continue to stay with you. So you want to make those corrections. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out in the private Facebook group or at the end of this particular webinar. And look, this program is really all about removing items, but substituting it with healthier options. But if you don't take the time to try those healthier options, then progress in your health status will never change. You know, I can't make that change. You know, so like I said, the purpose of this program is to learn what foods that you do not react well to, and to do this, you must either try the recipes or make your own recipes following the guidelines. I refer to this as the off-roading. If you want to freestyle and off-road your own recipes, but make sure you follow the guidelines. And um, if you don't do this, then you'll never know what it takes for you to improve your health. And also, to a lot of people that cannot eat gluten, because in this 3-week program they're not eating gluten, they will ask me about gluten-free products. So because a lot of people assume that gluten-free products are actually healthy. So the thing is, a lot of the gluten-free products, they do contain these gluten-free flours, like tapioca starch, potato starch, and rice flour. They all these basically these all these powdered starches that are, what I say, not that are gluten free. They're among the few foods that actually increase your blood sugar levels higher than even whole wheat. It means that these foods trigger weight gain in the abdomen, and they increase your blood sugars. They increase insulin resistance and diabetes, and they cause cataracts and arthritis. That they are not healthy replacements for wheat. So a lot of people think that when it's gluten free, it's automatically healthy, but it's not the case, because a lot of times these products that are portrayed as being healthy are not really healthy. A lot of them, all these particular starches, tapioca, potato, and rice flour, all have a glycemic index that are 80 or more. And a glycemic index is basically, if it's over 70, that means it's high. And glycemic index means basically it rises your blood sugar. It makes your blood sugar rise very, very quickly. And so your liver and muscle cells, they can't store any more glucose. So now insulin stores it into your fat cells, which leads to gaining weight. So I really want to really pass on this message to make sure that you understand that when something is gluten free, it's not automatically healthy, because a lot of the gluten free products contain starches that are high on the glycemic index. And because they're high on the glycemic index, it causes your blood sugar to rise really quickly. And if you continue to eat foods that continue to make your blood sugar rise very quickly, then you will have blood sugar issues. You will have prediabetes, diabetes, and also too, it gets to the point where you're not able to store all that glucose into your liver and muscle cells. And then now what happens is, because you can't store it in your liver and muscle cells, it starts storing the glucose into your fat cells, which eventually leads to weight gain. So I really want to get that point across, because it's really important for you to understand this process so that you know what you need to do moving forward, so you could avoid these chronic issues that can happen in the past if you continue to eat these foods that are high in glycemic index. For example, these gluten-free foods that are passed on as healthy, which, and sometimes, most of the time, they're not. So hopefully you got that point. So if you followed phase one guidelines, then you've developed a routine, making the transition a lot easier into phase number two, which is week two, which will be on soon. Now, if you follow through with phase one, then you've gotten past the food withdrawals. You should feel, you should not feel weak and tired like you did in phase one. People who follow the protocol, they really tell me that their energy really starts to increase and their withdrawal symptoms will subside. And what's really important for you while you're going through phase two is to make sure that you're paying attention to how your body is responding to foods. When you complete phase two, you want to really you want to be really careful not to just jump into your old diet, because in phase three you'll be adding foods back in a certain way, which I'll explain and expand upon in our meeting number three, which is, I believe, on November 10th, Tuesday at 12:15 p.m. So we're going to talk about phase two, obviously. So during phase two, I want you to really continue taking extra good care of yourself. Now, if you could get a massage, get a massage. But if you can't, not a big deal. It's totally okay. And if you can't continue, and if you can't get the massage, you could actually continue to do the toxic elimination bath or the foot bath, which, like I said before, it helps to improve circulation and helps to remove toxins and actually relaxes you and improves your sleep. And also to make sure to continuing to drink water. And if you could do water with lemon, that's even better. Keep moving and really taking some downtime and relaxing time during the day, because we don't always want to be stressed out. So those are just some of the things to really take in consideration when you're going into week two or phase two. So in phase one, I talked to you about drinking lemon water first thing in the morning. So in phase two, which is coming up on Monday, we're actually going to take it a step further. There's something in the guidebook called I believe it's called the lemon and olive oil cocktail. It's actually in document number 202, and it's on page number 2. I think it's document 2, daily protocol, page number 2. It's basically a combination of fresh squeezed lemon juice from half of a lemon and 1 tablespoon of olive oil. You basically just take it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, and you don't eat anything for up to 30 minutes. You can drink some water if you like afterwards. So what happens is the olive oil and lemon really enhance what you're doing with the lemon water and helping you to kickstart your liver and to break down the bile, but it also gives you a metabolism boost. And also, to another thing that you're going to do is you're going to remove animal proteins and oils. So you might ask yourself, why are we removing animal proteins and oils? It's because fat takes the longest to digest among all the macronutrients. Therefore, it's the most stressful function that your body has to deal with. So we want to remove this high stressor from your body so that your body can focus its extra energy on renewal, recovery, which entails on renewal. It basically entails enhancing your detox organs like your liver, your kidneys, and your lymphatic system. So you basically want to enhance your renewal and recovery activities because, like I said, it basically enhances the functionality of your detox organs, which is your liver, kidney, and your lymphatic system. You want them to be functioning at optimal levels. And the thing to do is to remove the fat so that your body can focus all its energy on improving the function of their detox organs. Also, to another thing you want to do is grain reduction, like any kind of rice. For example, you want to limit it to 1.5 to 2 cups per day. Good substitutes are actually cauliflower rice. Cauliflower rice is great. Some of my clients who can't do grains, when I do cook for them rather than coach, sometimes I'll make cauliflower rice. It's very easy. You basically just cut some of your cauliflower, you put it in a food processor, you grind it up, and it actually, when it becomes a rice consistency, then you basically cook it in on a pot, you saute it and season it accordingly, and it's like your substitute for rice. So that's a great substitute, cauliflower rice. And then veggies such as yams, so other substitutes are yams, carrots, beets, peas, parsnips, squash, legumes, jicama, are very filling because they have fiber and complex carbohydrates, which helps to balance your sugar, your blood sugar, and keeps you satiated or full. So one of the popular things that come out of it is really to be honest with you, the cauliflower rice. You can make your own cauliflower rice by food processing it, but I believe at Trader Joe's they actually sell pre-made cauliflower rice, and probably at Whole Foods too they do that. And also, to another thing you want to do is a castor oil pack. So you might ask yourself, why a castor oil pack? Before I get into that, I'm going to tell you that the castor oil pack direction and how to use it is on document 06, which is on page number 1. And it's basically a toxic reduction tip. It basically helps stimulate and detox the liver and the gallbladder. All the blood leaving the stomach and intestines passes through the liver, and the liver processes this blood and breaks it down, it balances it, and creates the nutrients, and also metabolizes drugs in the forms that are really easier for us to use. um, so those are the main things with the liver. You want to enhance the functionality of your liver, because it'll be able to balance and create the nutrients and also break down drugs that are basically, when they break them down, they're easy to use for the rest of the body. Also, to first, in order to do the castor oil pack, you actually put on a old t-shirt so you don't get the oil on your nice clothing. Then basically you rub castor oil on your abdomen, being sure to cover the area where your liver is, which is basically in your abdomen. It's in the upper right hand corner or so. So being sure to cover the area where liver is. So lie down on your back and place the hot water bottle or heating pad on your abdomen, on top of your shirt for 1 hour daily. And you could do this while you're watching TV and relaxing. So those are really some things that you need to do. And also, too, many people really report a remarkable sense of well-being and tranquility while applying the castor oil pack. It's because the emotion of anger is really closely related to the liver. So you might actually experience angry feelings resurfacing. So basically, just stay with your feelings and try to channel them constructively. You may want to transform this anger into forgiveness, first for yourself and then for others. So that's just some guidelines to use the castor oil pack. And for more details, go to document 6, page number 1. And note on the castor oil packs, they're not recommended if you're menstruating, can't say that right, or pregnant or trying to conceive. So don't use it if you fall into any of those categories. So this is just a typical day in the morning, afternoon, and evening to do. These are the things that you should be doing typically during the day in phase 2, otherwise known as week 2. So basically, just take a few minutes to stretch and practice deep breathing to replenish yourself. Even if it's for 1 or 2 minutes, that's fine. Just make sure that you do that because it helps you de-stress and get ready for the busy day that's about to come about. And obviously, you want to hydrate with purified water with juice of half a lemon. So when you drink it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, is going to help trigger bile breakdown in your liver. And bile basically is broken down and then stored in your gallbladder, and you need bile in order to break down fat when you're consuming fat. So you want to make sure to drink the lemon and olive oil cocktail. And like I said, it's 1 tablespoon of olive oil mixed with half a squeezed lemon. And like I said, it helps kickstart the liver and it also breaks down the bile, but it also gives your metabolism a boost. And other things to do, a good thing to do is to brush or hot towel scrub. There are details about this in the guidebook that we discussed last week. Basically, by dry brushing or doing a hot towel scrub, it helps to stimulate the lymphatic system, therefore keeping the blood and other vital tissues detoxified. And also, too, you want to exercise in whatever way feels appropriate. So find the activity that you actually really do enjoy, because if you enjoy it, then you'll be able to do it consistently. And also, too, you want to take a probiotic and vitamin C or ester C. So vitamin C and ester C are the same thing. A lot of people who have digestive issues, they will usually take ester C. Those people that usually have digestive issues or a sensitive stomach, so ester C is the way to go. And vitamin C basically helps boost your immune system, and it also helps flush out toxins in your body, helps cleanse the liver, and improves your digestion. And it also cleanses the kidneys and colon and alkalinizes the body. So you really want to take a vitamin C, because the whole purpose, also to the additional goal of the cleanse, is to actually cleanse your body so that you are able to restart, so that your cleansing organs, your detoxification organs are functioning at optimal levels, especially after the program is over. So that's really one things that you want to do. And also to and breakfast. So for breakfast, obviously you could have green tea limited to 2 cups per day, and it's basically your substitution for coffee. And if you don't like green tea, but you do like coffee, you really have to give up the coffee. Other substitutes for coffee are Tecino or World Botanicals dark roast coffee sub. That basically, that information is actually in your product document. And also, too, you could find it on my website, heartfulfoods.com/products, and it'll show the substitutes for coffee. They're actually great substitutes. Tecino and World Botanical Dark Roast Coffee. Both people like both of them, so you just have to find out which one you like for your choice. And for breakfast, obviously, you're going to choose the breakfast option of your choice in my recipe guide, or you could actually freestyle it and make sure that you abide by the guidelines and make your own breakfast, whichever is easier for you. I think it's a lot easier just to follow the guidelines, so you don't have to think of anything. You just follow the recipe guide and you're good to go. And in the mid morning, you're going to hydrate with purified water with the juice of half a lemon. Basically, like I said, with the half a lemon, the lemon has vitamin C in it, and it basically helps boost your immune system. And like I said before, it flushes out toxins in your body, cleanses the liver, and improves digestion. And you also, too, you want to take a standing forward bend or walk during work during mid morning, even if it's for 5 minutes, as long as you get moving. Also, to an option is a snack of your choice, like a smoothie. So whatever, if you're hungry, then you can eat that smoothie or snack of your choice. If you're not, that's totally okay. That's actually really good. It means that your blood sugar levels are really balanced because you're not hungry, so you don't need to reach for a snack. So just keep on trudging along, and now you hit lunch. So lunch, you're going to choose an option of your choice. Optional is having a detox tea, a coffee substitute, or just continue to drink water. In the afternoon, you're going to continue to hydrate, obviously with water or lemon water or whatever you have on hand. And optional is a smoothie or a snack of your choice if you actually need one. And like I said, water is a consistent thing that you're going to be doing. And if you don't have water, then the detox tea or the coffee substitute such as Tecino or World Botanicals are good. So, and then we get to a little bit before dinner. Obviously, you're going to continue to hydrate with purified water with the juice of half of a lemon. And then during dinner, you're going to get your dinner option of your choice in the recipe guide. And if you don't want to follow the recipe guide, you can actually off-road. As long as you follow those guidelines, then you're all good to go. And then before bed, you want to do one of two things. You either want to do the toxic eliminator bath or the foot bath. And the reason to do it is because the minerals and the Epsom salt help to draw out toxins and to relax your muscles, and actually allows you to sleep better. And the foot bath also soothes your muscles and relaxes you, and actually decreases your stress. So both are good, but you don't have to do both of them. Just pick one that is best and most convenient for you. And also too, you want to do the castor oil pack that we discussed previously. It basically helps to stimulate and detox the liver and the gallbladder. And like I said, one of the purposes of the program is to basically enhance the functionality of your detoxification organs. And so these are different activities that you're going to do so that after the 3 weeks, then your detox organs are going to be functioning at optimal levels so that they could excrete the toxins out of your body a lot easier. And so you won't have a toxic buildup, because when you have a toxic buildup in your body, then you start developing all these unwanted symptoms. And you do not want these unwanted symptoms. You want to lead a chronic free, chronic stress-free life. And also too, if you're actually suffering from constipation, then a good thing to do before bed is to take 2 tablespoons of ground flax or chia seeds and place it into about 1 cup of water, and it'll help you to go to the bathroom the following day. And one good thing that I do recommend is to have a something, what I call is a gratitude meditation, or any other type of meditation for 2 minutes, just to name all the things you're grateful for, and helps you be in a better state of mind when you go to sleep. And if you have time, it's good to journal about your energy levels and just of your overall health and what you've gone through during the day, because you get to see, it's good to have a journal because you get to see the progress from 2 weeks ago than what you see now, and you could actually get to see how much progress you're making, which is actually good to see that, because a lot of people, when they don't take notes, they don't really, I guess, see the progress that they're making. So it's actually a good um, routine to actually write into your journal, especially journaling about your energy level notes, because we want to make sure that your energy is getting better day by day. So this cleanse really is all about getting the toxins out of your body. It's basically like car maintenance to remove all the things that are causing problems so that it could run better. But managing your blood sugar level is really does have an incredible impact in your hormones, your weight gain and metabolism. So the blood sugar has a negative impact on health. And like I said before, it increases the risk of diabetes, causes atherosclerosis, which is hardening of the arteries, increasing risk of heart attack and stroke. It causes weight gain. And also too, the sugar stored in the muscle cells in the liver, but then if it's maxed out, then that sugar that's stored in the muscle cells in the liver, they actually start getting stored into the fat cells, which actually causes weight gain. And one of the best ways to actually balance your blood sugar is to always eat meals that have a little bit of carbs, a little bit of fat, protein, and fiber. When these things come into play in your food, it really helps your blood sugar it really helps your blood sugar remain balanced, and helps you stay satiated and full for a longer period of time, so you don't have to like always be hungry and snack through the day. And there are some signs that your blood sugar may be out of balance. So these signs are if you're craving sweets, especially if you're craving alcohols and bread. Fatigue after you're eating a meal, these are another sign of having an imbalanced blood sugar. So also too, you find that you might be lightheaded after a meal. That's again another sign that your body is taking a lot of energy to digest your food. So those are just some signs to look out for and be really mindful of during the week, because if you notice these changes, then it makes you realize that, hey, okay, I need to really change the type of food that I'm eating to make sure I'm having a good amount of fat, fiber, and protein, and some slow carbs, which is refined carbs. Because when you have these combination of foods or ingredients or macronutrients, then it's going to allow you to have stable energy throughout the day, and you're not going to be lightheaded. You're not going to be always hungry and needing to snack all the time. So the blood sugar balance is very, very important. That's why I'm continually talking about this. And that blood sugar imbalance, which I refer to as continual high blood sugar, is really the reason for a lot of the leading chronic diseases in America today, like diabetes and cardiovascular disease. And if you have continually elevated blood sugar, it can lead to, like I said, hardening of the blood vessels, which, like I said before, increases heart attack and stroke. And also to continually imbalanced blood sugar actually leads to diabetes. So I really want to stress that, uh, and really get that point across to you, because I really want you to understand that these foods that you're consuming really plays an important role in either you being healthy or you being unhealthy, and which leads to those chronic metabolic diseases that a lot of Americans are guilty of having when they get a lot older. It's basically just the cumulative effect of consuming these foods that continually raise blood sugar, that it's going to cause these negative symptoms and possibly disease within you. So if anybody has questions, please feel free to ask either in person on my webinar or even after the webinar in the private Facebook group. So spend some time this weekend really getting organized and set yourself up for success, because when you're organized and you know what you need to do, you're increasing your chances of success. And also to make sure that if you have any questions, you could always reach out to me in the private Facebook group. But the things that you want to make sure to do is print out the meal plan and recipes and shopping list for phase 2 and make your own meal plan and shopping list and go shopping and get your kitchen stocked with the foods that you'll be eating. And you want to remove any foods that you may have kept around that are tempting you, just to make it easier for yourself. And you want to print out the daily protocol for phase 2. And as I shared last week, I like to print out 3 copies, one to keep in the bathroom, near my bed, in the office. And if you don't want to do that, if you want to save paper, you could literally just have it stored on your smartphone and refer to it to make sure that you stay on track. And look, remember, I'm here to support you every day. Our private Facebook group is the place to reach out for support. So if you have any questions or you're struggling with something, just let me know in the group, and I'll be there a few times of the day checking to see if there are any people that have any questions. This is really a place to celebrate how you're doing and how you're feeling with each other. So I want to encourage you to continue to be proactive when it comes to your overall health and wellness. And one of the activities to be proactive in is to continually ask questions on the private Facebook group, because the more questions you ask, the more you get out of the program, the more information you're gathering, the smarter you're getting, the more knowledge you're going to equip yourself so that you could continue to thrive moving forward. So that's basically my presentation. The next call is going to be on Tuesday, November 10th at 12:15 p.m. If anything changes, I will definitely let you know in advance. But as of now, I hope this is going to be, well, not I hope, this is going to be an amazing week. And remember, I'm here to support you. And look, the main thing that I really, really want to get, the main point I want to get across is to really, really think about what foods that you're craving, and really, because these foods that you're craving, you really just want to make sure that you're consuming a combination of complex carbohydrates, fat, fiber, and protein, because that basically will help curb your cravings. It'll help you not have to snack all the time and feel hungry all the time, because you're eating these foods that are filled with fat, fiber, and protein and complex carbohydrates. It basically leaves you feeling fuller for a longer amount of time, so that you could get to your next meal, whether it's lunch or dinner, without having to snack. But if you need to snack, that's totally cool. Like, follow and use one of those snacks that I provide to you in the actual recipe guide. And yeah, that's really the most important thing that I wanted to get across to you. So hopefully you understand everything. And if you don't, feel free to ask questions on the message board on the private Facebook group. And I'm here for you. I'm checking daily, and I'll be also posting some tips and tricks. And one thing I wanted to say is, if when I post anything, if I put in the word required before my post, it just means that I really require you to read this, because it's really helpful. If I put in the word optional and then my message post is basically just optional additional information for you to read. You don't have to read it, but it's recommended. It's kind of good for you, but obviously you don't have to read it. So really read the ones that are required. And I put required and optional because I know everybody's busy, so they can't read everything. So the ones that you need to read are the ones that are marked as required. So again, I thank you for your time. You guys have a great week. And if you have questions, stay in contact with me on the private Facebook group. I look forward to hearing from you, and good luck with everything. Actually, luck is not needed. It's just skill, and you have the skills to do it because I provided you with all the documentation and all the support. So you got this. All right, you guys, take care, and I will talk to you later. Bye.